Before we go to the topics of today, so once again, let us try to understand in brief from starting. So here, in brief, I will explain. So interface means it is a keyword. Okay, in Java we have the keyword called as interface, just like a class keyword. And whenever we want to write an interface, it looks like a class. If you look at this syntax, it looks like a class. So we have to start the interface with the keyword called as interface, and then the interface name we have to write. So here, so interface is the keyword, and name is the interface name here. Okay. So access means it is either it will be private, public, protected, or no modifier, and interface is the keyword. So name is the interface name. So it looks like a class, but a difference between class and an interface is in a class we will write the instance variables and methods along with the code. For methods we write the code. That means function name, opening brace, closing brace, within that we write the code. But when you look at the interface, first thing is instance variables will not be present, because instance variables means, like how we can understand is, when we create an instance, then those variables will be initialized. When we create an instance, those variables will be initialized. What is the meaning of creation of instance is, creation of instance is creating an object. Okay, creating an actual object. So definition of object itself is like an object is an instance of a class. That means when we create an object of a class, that is called as instance of a class. So when you create an instance of a class, then you can give the values for instance variables. That is variables present in the class. So it is called as instance variables. But in case of interface, what happens? So here we will not create actual object first of all. That means instance is not created. So instance variables are not present here. Instead, variables are present in the interface. Those variables are called as final variable. Final variable means like values will not change. See, for instance variables, you can change the values, but for final variables, you cannot change the values. Final variable means constant value, fixed value. So next, so when if I want to write an interface, so I have to use the keyword called as interface in front of that means after interface keyword I have to write the interface name. Within the opening brace and closing brace, I can write the code for an interface. Okay, whatever the Java code is required. So next, within the interface, what we have to write is, see, by looking at the syntax, we came to know we can write the methods prototype and final variables. Two things we can write: methods prototype, final variables. Prototype in the sense there should be no code. So if you look at this example, there is no code here. Okay, void callback. So int param, so no code. So you have to enter the method name and parameter list by semicolon. That means there will be no code. So if you start writing opening brace and closing brace, then there will be code. Okay. Next, implementing interfaces means, see, once we write the prototype of the method, generally, even a beginner of a Java learner can say there is no use when you write the prototype, because if code is present, then there will be some use. See, if suppose if we plan some work, if you actually implement that work, then we can expect the result. Simply, if we plan the work, there is no use. For example, if we prepare study timetable or timetable of the college and all, only if it is on the paper, it's of no use. So you have to implement it. Actually, we have to start doing according to that timetable. Similarly, here also, see, if you just write the code this much, it's of no use. So we have to implement this. Implement in the sense, in another class, you have to write the function prototype, and you have to extend that, like opening brace, then write the code, then close brace. So this is called as implementation. But implementation is not done in interfaces. Only prototype will be present in an interface. Okay. So for that purpose, what we do, we'll go for then implementation concept. So implementation is done in a class. So we have to write a class. Wherever we write an interface, we have to write the class to implement an interface. So this is how we will implement the interface. So whenever we write the class name, after that, if you want to implement an interface, you have to use the keyword called as implements. Okay, and whatever the interface name you have written, that interface name should be present after the keyword interface. Okay. So now you just look at this example. So we have written one interface as well as one class. Okay. In interface, we have written the method where there is no body. Okay, it is called as prototype. In class, we have written we have implemented that interface and written the code for that actual method. Okay, so this is the code of the method presented in interface. So this is called as implementation. Where you write the code, it is called as an implementation. Code means within opening brace and closing brace that should be present. Okay. Next. So in addition to the method, what we have taken from an interface, other methods also we can take. That means that is called as non-interface method. Okay, that means if it is not present in an interface also, you can write in class itself directly. You can write the method and the code directly in the class. So those methods are called as non-interface method. So this is, here have used the general word non-interface method. You can use any name, okay, any method names, just valid identifier. Okay. Next, accessing implementations through interface references. See, generally what we do whenever we write the classes and objects program, we know that we have to create an object of a class. Okay, so how we do, like you just look at here in this statement. Generally what we do, so we'll write the class name, okay, then object name is equals to new class name. So this is how we create an object. That means by using constructor. But in case of interface, what happens? We cannot write like this for an interface, because for interface there will be no instance variables, there will be no constructor, and we cannot instantiate the interface. So we should not create an object, actual object. Instead, what we can do, we can just create an object reference. So object reference in the sense, see, if you don't use the new keyword and class name, further if you are not extending, if you put semicolon at this point, so this is called as object reference. Okay, for a class as well as for an interface. So we can just create an object reference for an interface. Okay, so that we have done in this particular line. That is callback C. See, you just look at the left hand side of this expression. It is called as object reference of type interface. Okay, and this reference can be used to refer to the class. Okay, try to understand here. Interface reference can be used to refer to the class. So in the LHS, what we do, write interface name, variable name. So generally when we write interface name and variable name, for that we will not call it as an object, because whenever you want to call it as an actual object, then you have to use along with the new keyword and class name. Okay, but in the LHS, we have to consider only this much, interface and variable name. So this is called as interface variable. That is used to refer to the class. So equals to new client. So once we do that, so we can understand, like in the LHS part, we have you just look at this, callback C is equals to new client, variable C as object reference that uses an interface. See, object reference, you can say object reference, but not actual object. When you want to call an actual object, memory should be created. Okay, so only they have used the word variable. Okay, interface variable, and this can be used to refer to the class. So equals to new client. Okay, client is the class name. Okay, so this statement we can break into two parts: LHS and RHS. In the LHS, you should consider only interface variable. In RHS, you have to consider the class name. So interface variable is used to refer to the class. In that way, we have to understand. Okay. And when we call a method on that interface variable, whatever the method we have defined, that means what code we have written inside the class, that will be called. So this method will be called, that is callback method. So actually it is a method of interface. In interface there is no code, but in class there is a code. So it starts working. So you just look at this arrow. Okay. Next, in the next example, what we have discussed is like whether we can use another method which is not present in an interface. If it should be present only inside the class. Yes, we can do that. You just look at this class. So callback method is present in an interface. That means its prototype is present in an interface, whereas non-interface method prototype is not present in an interface. So directly I have written like function header, or we can say signature and code directly I have written inside the class client. Whereas for callback method, I have written the function prototype in the interface and code in the class. So in this way we can do. That means one method from an interface, one method which directly belongs to the class. So in that case, what happens? So when you try to call both the methods, say callback C is equals to new client. C is an interface variable. It is referred to the class. When you say C.callback, yes, it will work, because callback method First, what you have to say, callback method first refers to interface because its prototype is present in an interface. Then it is implemented in class. So c.callback will call the method which is present inside the class. But when you say c.non-interface method, even though non-interface method is present inside the class, but it will not call because its prototype is not present in an interface. Because its prototype is not present in an interface, so this method will not work. That means you cannot call this method by using variable c because c variable refers to interface. It refers to interface. So you cannot call the method which is directly present inside the class. Its prototype should be present inside the interface. Then only you can call. So C cannot access the non-interface method. Yeah, another thing is like if I want to access the non-interface method only, okay, that means independently without depending on the interface. Then what you can do? Client C1 is equals to new client. Like this you can do. That means now C1 is not a variable, it is an actual object because see left hand side also I use the class name, right hand side also I use the class name client. Now you can say C1 dot non-interface. So this will not get any error because it's independent. C1 is an object of class client and non-interface method is also the method of class client. So both are matching here. So in this way you can call. But using interface variable you cannot call non-interface method. Okay. Then, so in the next example, if I want to call if I want to implement the method which is present in interface in two different classes, yes, it is possible. So here, void callback, that means callback method prototype is present in interface, but I have implemented in two different classes, in client class as well as another client class. But in this case, if I call the method callback, which one it will call? That is the question mark because in both classes it is implemented. So in that case, what we have to do, whenever we call the method, so we have to see for which class it is referring. The method present in that class is called. Okay, you just look at this line. Callback C is equals to new client. Another client OB is equals to new another client. See, there is a difference between first two lines. The difference is in first line, C you should call C as an interface variable, not an object. You have to consider two things here. First, you should call it as an interface variable, and next, what you have to say, it is referring to the class client. Understood? Interface variable referring to the class client. But in the second statement, there is no confusion. OB is an object of another client. Directly, you can say OB is an object of another client because another client is a class name, and the right hand side also I use another client as the class name. But in case of first statement, left hand side interface is there, so you should not call C as an object. It is an interface variable referring to the class. So according to the first statement, that means when first statement is executed, so C.callback will call the method which is present in client class. C.callback will call the method which is present inside the client class. But if I want to call the callback method which is present inside the another client class, okay, if I want to call this method, what I have to do? I have to change the reference here. So C from this statement, C will be referring to the class client. That is callback C is equals to new client. It will be referring to the class client. Now you have to change the reference. So to which class you want to refer, you can do it. Now C is equals to OB. You just look at the sentence. C is equals to OB. So OB refers to another client, right? OB refers to another client. Similarly, C also refers to another client. Say C is equals to OB is nothing but like this. C is equals to new another client. Like it is nothing but like this. So if I write like this also, it is correct. Okay, but directly I can make use of the object OB. So C is equals to OB means it is referring to another client. So when it refers to another client class, then C dot callback. If once again, if you call the method C dot callback, so it will call the method which is present in another client. It will not go for the client class. It will call the method which is present in another client. Okay. So this is the output. So you can see this diagram. So first step is variable C as object reference that uses an interface. That uses an interface. That means it is an object reference referring to the client class. So class that implements an interface can be referred by variable C. So when you say C.callback, first time it will call the method present in client class. And after you change the reference to the another client class, then you will call the method present inside the another client class. So till here we have discussed yesterday. Now we will move further. So even further topics are very easy. It's not a tough one. So interfaces can be extended. The meaning of extend meaning, it is not implementation. It's like where we come across superclass and subclass. Okay, superclass and subclass. See, in inheritance chapter, we came to know that from two classes, one can be superclass, another one can be subclass. That is single level inheritance. So if you are going for multi-level inheritance, so two superclasses, one subclass. So we can implement that. So in classes and objects chapter we came to know, but with respect to interface, can we do like that? That means one as a super interface and another as a sub interface. Yes, we can do. So one interface can inherit another by using the keyword extends. So in case of interface, so till here what we have discussed, we were using the keyword called as implements, but now we can use the keyword called as extends. Okay, so one interface can inherit another by using the keyword extends. The syntax is same as for inheriting classes. When a class implements an interface that inherits another interface, it must provide implementation for all the methods defined within the interface inheritance chain. So, see, once you do extends, that means in case of interface, just if you consider only interface, again it's of no use. We have to consider the class. Class is required. So they're telling when a class implements an interface, that means even though you are doing inheritance concept in interfaces, just if you write only interfaces in your program, again it's of no use. You have to write a class which should implement an interface. So when a class implements an interface that inherits another interface, say inherit another interface means like super interface and sub interface, like super class and subclass. So it must provide implementation for all the methods defined within an interface in inheritance chain. The meaning of this is how many methods it is defined in superclass and subclass. That means super interface and sub interface. For all the methods, you have to write the code. Code means implementation. Must provide implementation is something, but you have to write the code. So in this program, we will come to know how we have done. You see, interface A is an interface, method 1 and method 2 are the methods present in interface, only prototype. So there is no code for this. Okay, we have not written opening brace and closing brace and not written any code. Now, interface B extends A. See, before extends, whatever the name of an interface I'm using, it's a new interface. Okay, and after extends keyword, whatever the name I'm using, it is a like super interface, we can say. Okay. So interface B extends A. Okay, B now includes method 1 and method 2. It adds method 3. So the meaning of this is, it's like considering, that means understanding like this. Whenever I write interface B extends A, so if I write like this, so in this way we have to consider. That means when program starts executing, so we can consider in this way. But in program, we should not write actually. When it starts executing, we have to understand in this way. So only there is a comment called as B now includes method 1 and method 2. It adds method 3 also. That means method 3, it belongs only to interface A. But we will get the method 1 and method 2 by interface A. Okay. So just for understanding purpose, when you try to understand the programs, you can write rough work in any way as your comfort. Okay, how you can understand, you can do it. But while writing a program and while executing, actually these two methods will not come here. Directly we have to understand like that. Okay. So now in interface B, we have 3 methods, method 1, method 2, method 3. That means method 1 and 2, we got it from interface A. Next, you say this class must implement all of A and B, all methods of A and B. Okay, that means, say in so in interface A, we have method 1 and method 2. In interface B, we have method 3. Okay. Now, if I say class, my class implements B, see, try to understand here. Extends keyword, when we use extends keyword, we will get the properties of interface or a class. Right? Extends is nothing but getting the properties. Implements means it's not like getting the properties, we are writing the code. Okay, understood? We are writing the code for a method. Say, in the above two interfaces, interface A and interface B, we have not written the code. Even though I have written extends keyword here, I have not written the code. That means how we have to understand is like these two methods will be considered for interface B also. In this way, you have to understand. When you consider method 1 and method 2 for interface B also, then you should not write any code for this. Okay. Now, if I say my class implements B, so even though I have done the implementation of only interface B, but all the three methods have to write the code, because method 1 and method 2 that means indirectly it belongs to interface B. So only how to write the code for all the three methods. That means, as I said, while executing the program, I think in this way it will not be there. It's like a rough work. Okay. Now, when I say my class implements B, you should not consider like, yes, only method 3 is present in interface B, so I should not write this much code. Okay, you should not consider like that, because indirectly method 1 and method 2 also belongs to interface B. So I have tried the implementation for all the methods, method 1, method 2, method 3. Okay. So only they're telling this class must implement all methods of A and B, of interface A and interface B. Okay. Now, so when we write a main method in one class, that means if I want to execute this coding, so class if extend, interface extend, public static void main, my class OB is equals to new my class. So here there is no confusion. See, my class is the class name. OB is an object, new is a keyword. Again, my class is a constructor here. So whenever you write class name with opening parenthesis and closing parenthesis, it is called as constructor. So object is created here. So in the left hand side, I have not used interface, or in the right hand side, only class name. Like, it is not like that. Okay, it's clearly understood. That is creating an object. My class OB is equals to new my class. Now, so when this is clear, that means OB is an object of my class. Very much clear. So we can call all the methods. OB dot method 1, OB dot method 2, OB dot method 3. So in sequence it is called. Method 1 will be called, that means it starts working. Method 2 will be called, it starts working. Method 3 will be called. So in sequence, method 1, method 2, method 3. So there is no confusion at all. Okay. Okay, now we'll look at this diagram. Later we will see explanation. Okay, see, interface A, method 1, method 2 extends interface B. So when you are writing a diagram for your understanding purpose, then you can write this diagram like this, and you can write method 1 and method 2 in interface B also. Okay. Now you see, when I call OB dot method 1, OB dot method 2, OB dot method 3, you just look at the arrow marks, how program control will move to the method 1, method 2, and method 3. So OB dot method 1 will call the method present in my class. OB dot method 2 will call the method present in my class itself. Again, OB dot method 3 will call the method present in my class itself. Okay. So in sequence, it will be called one after the other. So my class OB is equals to new my class. When the above line is executed, object OB of my class is created. This object, the object OB can call the methods defined in class my class. Okay. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can ask. In the above example, if we try removing the implementation of method 1 in my class, this will cause a compile time error. Any class that implements an interface must implement all methods defined by that interface, including any that are inherited from other interfaces. See, the meaning of this is, let us try to understand step by step. In the above example, if we try removing the implementation of method 1 in my class, the meaning of that is, so if you don't write implementation of method 1, if I don't write these statements, that means I don't want to implement method 1 in my class. Only I will implement method 2 and method 3. In that case, you see, this will cause a compile time error. Okay, this will cause the compile time error. So you cannot execute the program. Whenever you come across compile time error, further you cannot execute the program. Okay. Next, any class that implements an interface must implement all methods defined by that interface. See, the thing is, for example, now let us consider Okay. Now you see interface B. So what I have done, like I have removed extents here. The meaning of that is, let us consider two different interfaces, interface A and interface B. Okay. Now, so I will write directly method 1 and method 2 here. So not inheritance concept, just one interface. And I'm writing method 1, method 2, method 3. Okay. So for time being, we will consider like this. Okay, like this it is there. Now, what they're telling, any class that implements an interface must implement all methods defined by that interface. The meaning of that is, see now in interface B, three methods are there. Okay, I'm not considering interface A time being. In interface B, three methods are there. Okay, and I have implemented that interface by using my class. Class my class implements B. The meaning of this is, whenever you are implementing the interface in a class, how many methods you are written in an interface, that means for how many methods you have written the prototype, for all those methods, code should be present. That they are telling. Otherwise, you get an error. See now, method 1, method 2, method 3 is there. But in class, my class, I have not written the code for method 1. So in this case, you will get error. So how many methods you are writing in an interface? For all the methods, code should be present in an implementing class. Where implementation is done, there you have to write the code for all the methods. So for this, you'll get an error. So if you want to solve the error, what we have to do? For method 1 also, I have to write the code like this. See, for method 1 also, I have to write the code. Not only for method 1, if you remove any implementation also, you'll get error. For example, if you write method 1 and method 2, but if you remove method 3, in this case also, you'll get error. Okay, so how many methods you are writing in an interface, for all the methods, code should be present in a class. Then you will not get any error. So this is one case. Another case is here only. See, after comma symbol, it is present. Okay, any class that implements an interface must implement all methods defined by the interface, including any that are inherited from other interfaces. The meaning of this is again, any that are inherited by other interface means, okay, see, now I have implemented the interface B in my class, okay, and method 3 is present in interface B. So how I can understand is, okay, method 3 is present in interface and implementation is done in class. I will write code for only method 3. Because only method 3 is present in interface, right? Method 1 and method 2 is not present in interface B, right? So I will write code for only method 3. So they are saying this is not possible. That means this is invalid. We'll get an error, because if you are considering one interface also, you have to follow the same method. If you are considering inheritance chain, interface inheritance chain, then also you have to consider the same formula. That is, how many interfaces you have written. If you are doing inheritance concept with respect to interface, so in entire inheritance chain, how many methods will come across? All the methods code should be present. So here interface B extends here means indirectly what we are considering method 1 and method 2, it is considered in interface B also because of inheritance concept. Okay. So when you are considering method 1 and method 2 in interface B also, then for that also code should be present. Then only not get error. If you are considering one interface also, same formula. If you are considering inheritance also, it's the same formula. So how many methods are present in this two interfaces? For all the methods, code should be present. Then you will not get any error. Okay, so this point is very important. Any class that implements an interface must implement all methods defined by that interface, including any that are inherited from other interfaces. Okay. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can ask.